Okay, so get this. Today's deep dive is going to be about, it's all about like staying ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
With all the latest in crypto and AI and robotics.
Yeah.
We're using this super interesting newsletter called Exponential TOM. It basically uses these like super smart AIs, Grok.
Oh, yeah, Grok and Gemini AI.
Yeah, Gemini AI to like filter the noise and find the stuff that actually matters. It's kind of like getting a sneak peek into the future.
It is a wild ride, let me tell you.
For real.
We're talking Ohio, considering like a Bitcoin reserved to robots performing surgery.
It feels like we're stepping into a sci-fi movie, but it's like real life.
It is.
Happening right now. So to make sense of it all, we're going to hit the highlights today, focusing on Bitcoin,
Right.
Ethereum, a bit of DeFi, and then some of the big AI and robotics breakthroughs.
Sounds good.
So
Let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of having a moment, despite the market being a bit chaotic.
yeah, it's like all those other cryptocurrencies. And the altcoins are kind of fading into the background while Bitcoin just keeps chugging along, taking up more and more space in the market.
Exactly. And it's not just retail investors driving the surge either. Even with all the global trade tensions and economic uncertainty that's out there, Bitcoin is starting to look like a safe haven asset, almost like a digital gold.
That makes sense when things feel shaky. People want something stable to hold on to. And Bitcoin seems to be fitting that role more and more. But okay, Ohio considering a Bitcoin reserve fund, that's a whole other level of wild.
Right.
Like, what is that?
So if Ohio actually goes through with this, it could set off a chain reaction. Imagine other states, maybe even entire countries, following suit and adding Bitcoin to their reserves. That's a massive shift in how governments view crypto.
It's like suddenly Bitcoin isn't this fringe internet-only thing anymore. It's becoming part of the establishment. And then there's this whole thing about the U.S. government possibly creating a sovereign wealth fund that might include Bitcoin.
I know, right? Remember that 2024 executive order signed by Trump?
Yeah.
If the U.S. government actually starts investing in Bitcoin, it could completely change the game in terms of institutional adoption.
And let's be honest, it would probably send the price of Bitcoin through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
But Bitcoin isn't the only player in the crypto game. What's happening over in the Ethereum universe?
So Ethereum is tackling its growing pains head-on. They just increased the gas limit for the first time since 2021. Think of it like expanding the network's capacity so it can handle more transactions.
So for someone who like uses Ethereum-based apps, like for buying NFTs or interacting with those like decentralized finance platforms, what does this actually mean for them?
It means things should get smoother and cheaper, lower fees, faster transactions, basically a better user experience. Which is crucial for Ethereum if it wants to stay competitive with all these other blockchains popping up.
It's like anything that gets popular, it has to figure out how to handle the crowds.
Right, right.
But speaking of interesting moves in the Ethereum world, did you see that Eric Trump came out in support of it?
Oh, yeah?
What's up with that?
And the market loved it. Ethereum saw almost a 4% price jump just from his endorsement.
Really?
Yeah, so
Makes you wonder, is this the beginning of crypto becoming a major political talking point?
it feels like it, right? And what does that mean for the market? Does political support help or hurt in the long run? It's a bit of a wild card. But let's switch gears for a minute and talk about DeFi, which has been having its own share of drama lately.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a dark side to this whole decentralized finance thing.
Okay.
Remember all that hype about cutting out the middleman and empowering individuals?
Right.
Well, the newsletter mentions this Canadian hacker who was just charged with stealing $65 million from these DeFi platforms.
So even though it's decentralized, it's not foolproof. I mean, I know security is always a concern online, but I guess I thought these DeFi platforms were supposed to be super secure.
That's the thing. They rely on code. Code can be exploited.
Right.
It's a reminder that you can't just blindly trust any platform, even if it claims to be revolutionary. You always have to do your due diligence. Understand the risks.
Yeah.
And be cautious. It's like that saying, trust but verify, especially when it comes to your hard-earned money. But, okay, on a more positive note, there's also some movement on the regulatory front. The U.S. Senator introduced a bill to try and create some rules for stablecoins, right?
Right.
What is that?
Stablecoins are like the bridge between traditional finance and the wild world of crypto. They're designed to stay pegged to a stable asset like the U.S. dollar, which makes them more appealing for everyday transactions.
Okay, that makes sense. So what's the point of regulating them? Doesn't that go against the whole decentralized spirit of crypto?
It's more about consumer protection and stability. Right now, it's like the Wild West out there. This bill is trying to create some ground rules, a framework for how stablecoins should operate, which could actually boost adoption by making people feel more comfortable using them.
I see. So it's like some rules might actually help the crypto market grow in the long run. Makes you think about how things are always evolving, right?
Right.
But let's shift gears now and talk about the world of AI research. Apparently, even the smartest AIs are still failing some pretty basic tests.
Yeah, this humanities last exam thing was a bit of a reality check. It's a new benchmark test designed to see if AI can actually think like a human. And the results were, well, not great. Even the most advanced models only got a 9.4% accuracy rate.
Wow, that is surprisingly low. I mean, we hear all the time about AI writing poetry and creating art, but it sounds like we're still a long way from true artificial general intelligence.
It's a good reminder that AI is still in its early stages. There are some incredible things happening, but it's important to be realistic about the limitations. We can't expect AI to solve all of humanity's problems just yet.
So it's not time to hand over the reins to the robots just yet. Phew, that's a relief. But okay, let's talk about some of the more promising AI developments. The newsletter mentioned a new AI tool that can help predict cancer prognosis and treatment response.
I know, right?
Right.
This one's pretty mind-blowing. Imagine combining all the data, medical images, patient records research papers, and using AI to find patterns and make predictions that would be impossible for a human doctor to see on their own.
So it's like having this super-powered medical consultant working alongside doctors to personalize treatments for each patient.
Exactly.
Right.
And that kind of personalized medicine could potentially save countless lives. It's incredible how AI is being used to tackle these big, complex problems in healthcare.
It definitely gives you hope for the future of medicine, that's for sure. But, okay, let's talk about something a little more fun. AI in the entertainment industry. Apparently OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT, are in talks with Hollywood about integrating their text-to-video AI.
I know, right?
Can you imagine just typing in a script and having AI generate a whole movie or TV show?
It's mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling.
But also a little scary for anyone working in those industries.
Right. Like what happens to actors, directors, animators? Does everyone just get replaced by robots? I mean, I'm all for innovation.
Yeah.
But there's a human element to storytelling that I don't think AI can fully replicate.
I agree. I think it's more likely that AI will become a tool that creative professionals use to enhance their work, rather than replacing them entirely. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
It's like AI is forcing us to rethink what it means to be creative.
Yeah.
And what role technology will play in the arts. It's exciting and unsettling all at the same time. But speaking of AI shaking things up, it's also making waves in the world of e-commerce, right?
Absolutely.
What's happening there?
Generative AI is being used to create these hyper-personalized shopping experiences. And it's working incredibly well. Think about those product recommendations that seem to know you better than you know yourself. That's AI at work.
I actually had that happen to me the other day.
Oh, yeah?
I was browsing for a new pair of shoes. And this website recommended the exact style I had been thinking about, but in a different color. That I actually liked even better. It was kind of creepy, but also impressive.
Right. And for retailers, it's a game changer. AI can analyze mountains of data to figure out what you're most likely to buy, and then tailor the entire shopping experience to nudge you towards those products. And it's working. Conversion rates are skyrocketing.
It was like AI is becoming this invisible force that's shaping our online behavior, even when we don't realize it. I guess the old adage is true data is power. But let's move on to something even more futuristic, robotics. This is where things get really wild, right?
Hold on to your hat.
Okay.
We're talking about a future where humanoid robots are part of everyday life. Figure AI is planning to ship a staggering 100,000 of these robots in the next 4 years.
Wait, 100,000 humanoid robots? Where are they all going to go? What are they going to do?
That's the big question. They're envisioning these robots being used in all sorts of industries: logistics, customer service, even healthcare.
Wow, that's a lot of robots.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what does this mean for the future of work? Are we all going to be replaced by robots? I mean, I've seen those movies. And it doesn't usually end well for humanity.
Well, I don't think it's quite that dire. While some jobs will definitely be displaced, new jobs will also emerge. The key is to adapt and acquire new skills that are in demand in this changing job market.
So instead of fearing the robots, we should be focusing on how to work alongside them.
Precisely.
Okay.
Think about it. Robots are great at repetitive tasks, precision work, and handling dangerous situations. But they lack the creativity, empathy, and critical thinking skills that make us human.
So it's about finding a balance, right? letting robots handle the things they're good at, and freeing up humans to focus on the things we excel at. But what kind of skills should people be focusing on?
Think about things like complex problem solving, creative thinking, emotional intelligence, adaptability, skills that are difficult for machines to replicate.
So instead of just learning how to code, we also need to focus on developing those uniquely human skills, like empathy and critical thinking. That's actually pretty encouraging. But what about wages? If robots are doing a lot of the jobs, won't that drive down wages for everyone else?
That's a legitimate concern, and it's something that policymakers need to address proactively. We might need to consider new economic models, like universal basic income or a shorter work week, to ensure that everyone benefits from these technological advancements.
It sounds like we're heading into uncharted territory, and it's going to require some serious rethinking of how our society and economy work.
It's a time of great transformation, and it requires us to be adaptable, creative, and forward-thinking.
Okay, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about healthcare. Earlier, we touched on those AI-powered tools that can help diagnose diseases and personalize treatments, and even those mind-blowing robotic surgeons. It all sounds pretty incredible. But how do you see these advancements actually shaking the future of healthcare?
I believe we're on the verge of a healthcare revolution. Imagine a world where diseases are diagnosed earlier and more accurately. Treatments are tailored to your specific genetic makeup, and surgeries are performed with superhuman precision.
It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But you're saying this is actually within reach.
Absolutely. AI and robotics are giving us tools that were unimaginable just a few years ago. AI can analyze vast amounts of data, including medical records, genetic information, and lifestyle factors, to identify patterns and make predictions. That would be impossible for humans to do on their own.
So it's like having this super smart medical consultant working alongside doctors to make sure patients are getting the best possible care. But what about the human touch in healthcare? Will robots replace doctors and nurses altogether?
I don't think so. While AI and robotics can augment certain tasks, they can't replace the empathy, compassion, and human connection that are so essential in healthcare.
That's reassuring. I mean, I wouldn't want a robot delivering bad news or comforting me during a difficult time.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance between technology and human care. AI and robotics can handle the more technical and data-driven aspects of healthcare, freeing up doctors and nurses to spend more time with their patients, providing emotional support and personalized care.
So it's a win-win for both patients and healthcare providers.
Precisely. And think about the potential to improve healthcare access in underserved communities. Robotic surgeons could be deployed in remote areas where access to specialized care is limited. Or AI-powered diagnostic tools could be used by healthcare workers in developing countries to diagnose and treat diseases more effectively.
It's incredible to think about the positive impact these technologies could have on global health equity. But with any new technology, there are bound to be ethical considerations and potential challenges, right?
Of course. We need to ensure that AI algorithms are fair, unbiased, and don't perpetuate existing health disparities. And we need to address concerns about data privacy and security, especially when dealing with sensitive medical information.
So it's not just about blindly embracing these advancements. We need to be thoughtful and proceed with caution, making sure these technologies are used responsibly and ethically.
Exactly. It's about harnessing the power of these technologies to improve healthcare for everyone, while being mindful of the potential risks and ensuring that we're not leaving anyone behind.
Okay, let's talk about how all this AI, robotics, crypto will impact our everyday lives. We're already seeing AI in our smartphones and streaming services. But what about the bigger picture? How will this convergence of technologies change the way we live?
Imagine a world where your home anticipates your needs, adjusting the temperature, lighting, and even playing your favorite music before you even walk through the door. Think about self-driving cars that navigate traffic seamlessly, freeing up your time to work, read, or even just relax.
Sounds like a futuristic utopia. But isn't there a risk of becoming too reliant on technology? What happens if the power goes out or the system crashes?
That's a valid point. As we integrate these technologies into our lives, we need to be mindful of the potential downsides and ensure we're not becoming overly dependent on them. We need to maintain our ability to function independently and think critically, even in a highly automated world.
So it's about finding a balance, right? Using technology to enhance our lives, without becoming enslaved by it.
Exactly. It's about using technology as a tool to create a more convenient, efficient, and enjoyable life, while still retaining control over our choices and our destinies.
Okay, I'm starting to get a clearer picture of what this future might look like. It's a mix of exciting possibilities and potential challenges. And it's up to us to shape it in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
It's a time of great transformation, and it requires us to be informed, engaged, and proactive in shaping the world we want to live in.
This deep dive is definitely giving me a lot to think about. But before we get too existential, let's bring things back down to earth for a moment. We've talked about these technologies in a broad sense, but what are some concrete examples of how they're being implemented today? And for those who are interested in investing in this future, where should they be looking?
That's a great question, and one that we'll dive into next. We'll explore specific companies, projects, and investment opportunities across all three areas, crypto AI and robotics, so you can get a sense of how to actually participate in this technological revolution.
I can't wait. Let's do it. All right, so let's get down to brass tacks here. We've talked about the big picture of crypto AI and robotics. Now let's zoom in and look at how these technologies are actually being used today. Where do you see the rubber meeting the road, so to speak?
Well, with crypto, it's fascinating to see how Bitcoin is moving beyond the realm of tech enthusiasts and into the mainstream. We're not just talking about individuals buying and holding Bitcoin anymore. Major companies, including traditional financial institutions, are starting to add it to their balance sheets.
So it's not just about the potential for price appreciation anymore. It's becoming a legitimate asset class.
Exactly. Companies are recognizing Bitcoin's potential as a store of value and a hedge against inflation. And with Ethereum's ongoing efforts to scale and improve its infrastructure, we're seeing a surge in what are called decentralized applications, or dApps. These are applications built on blockchain technology, offering transparency and security that traditional systems just can't match.
Okay, I get the concept of blockchain, but can you give me a real-world example of a dApp?
Imagine a ride-sharing platform where drivers and riders connect directly, cutting out the middleman and reducing fees, or a supply chain management system that tracks products from origin to destination, ensuring authenticity and ethical sourcing. These are just a couple of examples of how dApps are disrupting traditional industries.
It sounds like blockchain technology has the potential to change the way we do business in a big way. But for someone who's interested in investing in this space, it can be a bit overwhelming. Where do you even begin?
That's where doing your research comes in. It's important to understand the technology, the team behind a project, and the potential use cases before investing in any crypto asset. Diversifying your portfolio is also crucial, just like with any other investment.
Solid advice. So crypto's clearly on the move. What about AI? Where are you seeing the most exciting developments in terms of real-world applications and investment opportunities?
In healthcare, AI is being used to develop personalized medicine platforms that tailor treatments to an individual's genetic makeup and lifestyle. Companies like DeepMind are using AI to accelerate drug discovery and develop new treatments for diseases like Alzheimer's. And PathAI is creating AI-powered tools to improve the accuracy of cancer diagnoses.
Wow, those are some serious game changers. AI seems to be tackling some of the biggest challenges in healthcare head-on. What about other industries? Where else are you seeing AI making a significant impact?
In entertainment, companies like OpenAI are pushing the boundaries of content creation with their text-to-video AI Sora. Imagine being able to generate a movie or a TV show simply by typing in a script. We're also seeing AI used to personalize recommendations and create interactive experiences in streaming and gaming, making entertainment more immersive and engaging.
Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing. And it sounds like there are some serious investment opportunities in this space. But with so many AI companies popping up, how do you know which ones are worth betting on?
Look for companies that are developing truly innovative AI applications, with the potential to disrupt existing markets or create entirely new ones. Pay attention to the team's expertise, the company's track record, and the real-world impact of their technology.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about robotics. We've talked about those humanoid robots from Figure AI and the bird-inspired drones. What other robotic innovations are you excited about, both in terms of real-world applications and investment potential?
One area that's really taking off is collaborative robots, or cobots. These are robots designed to work alongside humans, enhancing productivity and safety in various industries. They're being used in manufacturing, assembly lines, healthcare, and even logistics.
So it's not about robots replacing humans, but about humans and robots working together as a team.
Exactly. Cobots can handle repetitive or dangerous tasks, freeing up humans to focus on more complex and creative work. Companies like Universal Robots and ABB Robotics are leading the way in cobot development, and it's definitely a space to watch for investors.
So we've got crypto going mainstream, AI revolutionizing healthcare and entertainment, and robots becoming our coworkers. It's a lot to take in, and it's clear that these technologies are moving fast. Any final words of wisdom for someone who's trying to navigate this rapidly changing landscape?
My advice is to stay informed, do your research, and be prepared for a wild ride. These are still early days for these technologies, and there will be volatility and uncertainty along the way. But for those who are willing to embrace the change and invest for the long term, the potential rewards are enormous.
It's not just about making money. It's about being part of something truly transformative.
Absolutely. We're witnessing the convergence of technologies that have the potential to reshape our world in profound ways. It's an exciting time to be alive, and it's up to us to ensure that we use these technologies wisely and ethically to create a better future for all.
Well, I don't know about you, but my brain is officially full. This has been an incredible deep dive, and I feel like I've gotten a crash course in the future.
It's been my pleasure. Remember, the future is not something that happens to us. It's something we create. So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
That's great advice. A huge thank you to our expert for sharing their insights and helping us make sense of this complex and rapidly changing world. And to our listeners, we hope you've enjoyed this deep dive and that it's inspired you to explore these technologies further. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.